This program provides education, not advice. Sponsors pay a fee for endorsements and interviews. See the truthayf.com disclosure page for details.
This is where technology, innovation, and personal finance come together.
This is the truth about your future with Rick Edelman. Brought to you by Global X ETFs, dedicated to providing investors with unexplored intelligent solutions, and by Invesco QQQ. Anyone can become an agent of innovation with Invesco QQQ. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
It's Thursday, December 14th. We've been talking about crypto taxation for the past couple of days. I've showed you how you can avoid paying taxes on your crypto profits and the tax trap if you buy NFTs, non-fungible tokens, inside your IRA. If you missed either of those two shows, the links to them are in today's show notes. But these two episodes generated some questions from listeners. Actually, just one question, but it was asked by a lot of people. Why am I bothering to talk about crypto taxes when people don't own crypto in the first place? I mean, why bother owning crypto? Isn't it just used by criminals or for speculation? As one person put it to me, there's no real legitimate use for crypto, so why buy it? I'm happy to answer the question. One of the biggest misconceptions about crypto is indeed that there's no real purpose, no business benefit, nothing that helps consumers. That's a huge misconception. In fact, crypto has transformational uses in business and commerce. In fact, it even has national defense implications. Jason Lowry is Deputy Director of Technology and Innovation for the U.S. Space Force. He's a major there. He's also a U.S. National Defense Fellow and a PhD candidate in engineering management at the Air Force Institute of Technology, and he's a fellow at MIT. He just wrote an open letter to the Defense Innovation Board at the Department of Defense, urging the DoD to consider Bitcoin as a strategic asset for national security and defense. You can find his paper on LinkedIn. We've got a link to it in the show notes for you. In his paper, Jason Lowry says Bitcoin is, quote, the most significant innovation in the history of money and accounting, unquote, and that it has, quote, profound implications for the future of warfare. Now, according to Major Lowry, Bitcoin offers lots of benefits to the U.S. military, reducing the reliance on traditional financial systems that are vulnerable to cyber attack, corruption, or manipulation, enhancing the operational security of troops and their agility by enabling fast and secure payments across borders, improving the accountability and the audit ability of the defense budget by creating a public ledger of all transactions, fostering innovation and collaboration among allies by creating a common platform for interoperability, and disrupting adversaries by undermining their ability to finance their operations, launder money, or evade sanctions. Major Lowry also warned that ignoring Bitcoin could have serious consequences for U.S. national security. He cited China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea. China's dominance in Bitcoin mining is giving it control over a large portion of the Bitcoin network. Russia is using Bitcoin to fund cyber attacks, like it did in 2016's election. Iran is using Bitcoin to get around U.S. economic sanctions and to pay for its missile programs. And North Korea is stealing billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin to finance its weapons of mass destruction. The best way to combat these threats, Major Lowry said, is for the Department of Defense to create a Bitcoin Innovation Center to develop Bitcoin-related applications, to create a Bitcoin reserve fund where the Defense Department will actually buy and hold Bitcoin as a hedge against geopolitical instability, to create a Bitcoin education program within the Defense Department to train military personnel about Bitcoin, and to create, finally, a Bitcoin alliance with other U.S. allies. And you still think there's nothing useful about crypto? All right, let me give you another example. It's a bit more pedestrian than protecting the U.S. from nuclear attack. Ethical diamonds. We all know that a lot of the diamonds that get pulled out of the ground are sourced by companies that are engaged in horrible activities. Blood diamonds, we call them. And you want to know that the diamond you buy is not one of those. Russia mines lots of diamonds. It's illegal to buy a Russian stone because of the economic sanctions that we've imposed on Russia due to its invasion of Ukraine. Now, you can know exactly where your diamond was mined. thanks to blockchain technology. Botswana is a company that certifies diamonds that are mined responsibly in Botswana. International Diamond Center has 12 jewelry stores in Florida, and they are starting to sell Botswana branded diamonds. Each one has a code linked to an NFT, so you know the diamond's complete history and the supply chain, so you know when you buy it where your stone came from. You can follow its history from the mine through the stages of cutting the diamond and setting it into jewelry. Buying a diamond used to be about the 4 C's, cut, color, clarity, and carats. Now there's a 5th C, conflict. You want to know your diamond is conflict-free. That's just one recent example of companies using crypto to protect and improve their business. And let's remember, crypto is a global thing. In Austria, Raiffeisen Bank is going to start letting its retail customers trade crypto starting next month. This bank was founded in 1926. It has $200 billion in assets. No small thing. And I've told you in the past about the Norwegian Seafood Association, Parmigiano Reggiano, Breitling, Starbucks, Nike, so many more companies engaging with this technology. Now, maybe you see why there's so much excitement about the new Bitcoin ETFs that everybody is widely expecting to come onto the market by early next month. Bitcoin's price is up over 150% in just the past few months in anticipation of this, and the next Bitcoin halving is in less than 6 months. Plus, we're expecting new laws from Congress next year, giving everybody much-needed clarity. And, well, this is why there's so many people predicting that Bitcoin's price will reach $150,000. Some are predicting $300,000, $500,000 within the next few years. You need to stop ignoring Bitcoin and start learning about it. I can't recommend strongly enough that you go through our course and become certified in blockchain and digital assets. This is an online, self-study, self-paced course that gives you up to 18 CE credits. We have 5 different tracks, one for financial advisors and another one just for investors. You can choose the basic course or the advanced course in either way. We have separate tracks for back-office personnel, for crypto professionals, even for those living and working outside the United States in 9 different languages. This is the oldest and largest crypto education program of its kind, and the CBDA designation is listed in FINRA's database of professional designations. Check out the CBDA. Get the knowledge you need so you're not missing out on the opportunity that this new technological innovation represents. We all missed the internet back in the 90s. Let's not miss Internet 3.0. Learn more about it at dacfp.com. The link is in the show notes.
Landmark infrastructure legislation was passed in the last Congress. Now comes the work of getting it built. The Global X U.S. Infrastructure Development ETF, ticker PAVE, invests in dozens of companies helping shape the future of American infrastructure. Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Investments in infrastructure-related companies have greater exposure to the potential adverse economic, regulatory, political, and other changes affecting such entities. Before investing, carefully consider the fund's objectives, risks, charges, expenses, and more in the full or summary prospectus at globalxetfs.com. Read carefully. Distributed by SEI Investments Distribution Company.
How do advances in science, technology, and medicine translate into investment opportunity? Listen and learn.
This is The Truth About Your Future with Rick Edelman.